Hello, YouTube. It's been a spell. Uh, where have I been? I've been avoiding doing these videos because last time I got quite upset afterwards and didn't feel good about the topic. Talking about being a deadbeat dad doesn't feel good. And I was reflecting on the stuff that I was talking about, like revealing about my nightmares about being molested. And it's just like, find myself wondering, am I oversharing? What's the point of me telling these stories? And I guess the point is to get it off my chest so I can think about it differently, get a different angle on things. And I guess it has been helpful, but at the same time I find myself a little bit embarrassed and vulnerable. I mean, I'm putting myself publicly out there for anybody who happens to stumble upon these videos. And I know that I could be being judged by people, and I shouldn't really care though. Like, who's right is it to judge me, really? And it's like not my right to judge other people. And I try not to be judgmental of people. Like, everyone has a story and everyone makes mistakes. And I have to believe that I have a story and that I've just made mistakes and that I'm not defined by those mistakes permanently, that I can rise above them and be a stronger person. And yeah, I want to express myself in the best way I can. And I lack confidence. I'm not a very confident person right now. I'm pretty insecure about myself, and that's something I have to learn to overcome and grow out of. And easier said than done. It's like, where does confidence come from? How do you just be confident? And I lack confidence because I've been faced with so many failures in my life, and I look at myself as a failure. I look at myself as a loser. I look at myself as someone who has some sort of learning disability. I don't seem to be able to absorb things like I used to. And I'm pretty sure the reason for that is all the drugs that I've done in my life. They've made my brain into mush, and that's not good. Hi, doggy. Little dog's barking at me. But I don't know, like, the reason I'm the way I am is mistakes, and it's like I seem to be unable to get my mind out of thinking about the past and mistakes and being just miserable about it. And it's like, why can't I just pull my head out of my ass and belong to reality, belong to the world, and stop living inside my own head and like keep making the same mistakes. Like, I keep smoking pot all the time, and I spent money on cigarettes. I got my social assistance, which is good, but I feel bad, like I'm getting social assistance and I'm still wasting money on cigarettes and weed. And it's like, I shouldn't be doing that. I should be trying to get clean and change my habits. Like, start exercising and just going out for walks more and stuff like that. And it's hard having that addictive personality. Like, just the other day before buying a joint, I was standing in the parking lot and I started crying at the sky. I just looked up and started crying, and I was like, why do I want to smoke? Why do I want to smoke weed? Like, why can't I just be happy regularly? Why do I need to rely on a substance for happiness? And I shouldn't rely on a substance for happiness, and I do rely on weed to make me feel comfortable and different to what I regularly feel. But that's what my problem, I think, is I'm not adapted to normal life because I spent so much of my life in an altered state all the time that I don't know what it means to be in a normal, regular state. I don't know what sobriety is. And I've tried getting sober in the past, and I remember when I was still married, I remember trying to get sober because I felt like shouldn't be smoking weed and being a parent and all that. And when I tried to get sober, I ended up developing high anxiety and rage and stuff like that. And so I ended up going back to it because I didn't want all that anxiety and all that rage. But no matter how much weed that I smoke, eventually it kind of runs out. You build a tolerance to it, and it kind of runs out. You don't get high anymore. You just kind of are maintaining the status quo, and it's like spending more and more money on it to try and get that same high. And it's like, what's the point? Why can't I get high from reading a book or get high from watching a movie, you know? Like, and it's like, oh, I have to be baked in order to enjoy a movie or enjoy anything. It's like, and I know that smoking weed was, while I was smoking weed, I wasn't interested in doing these videos. I was just put into a blur, just back into my shell, and I need to come out of my shell. Not that I'm a turtle or something, but I feel like I hide away from the truth and reality and real situations, and I'm scared of everyday normal occurrences. Like, scared to meet people, I'm scared to talk to people. I went and made a dating profile on Facebook that just popped up, and I know I'm in no shape for dating, really, but I don't know, I was feeling lonely, feeling really lonely, and so I just put it out there. It's like, if somebody notices me and wants to hang out, maybe I'll challenge myself that way. I've never been one for dating. I always seem to just fall into relationships, like they just sort of happened. I never was a person who tried dating, just meeting random people on a date. I've never done that before, so that's kind of nerve-wracking. And right now, I don't have the money or the capacity to charm a woman, so it's like, whatever. But I don't know, I found myself feeling lonely, and it was like, it would be nice to have somebody to hang out with and talk to and cuddle with and laugh with, and I don't know, somebody to be comfortable with would be nice, but it's like they say you shouldn't get into relationships unless you're fulfilled already, and it's like I don't want a relationship, but it would be nice to make a friend, somebody to be close with. But I feel like too inconfident and too weird. Like I feel like a weirdo. Like I wouldn't even know how to talk, and I'm not confident about my appearance. I like my new haircut, but I still look at myself as ugly. And I don't think I'm really super ugly. If I were to rate my appearance, I would say I was an average appearance. I just fit in the average middle ground. I'm not terrible looking, but I'm not very good looking either. I'm just kind of average. And average is okay. And that's my fault. I don't really push myself to enhance my appearance. And I let my teeth go years ago. I got drunk for the first time after being sober for about a year because I was on probation. I wasn't allowed to drink or do drugs or anything. And I was 19 years old, and I went to a party and I got really drunk, and I guess I was wrestling and fooling around, and I ended up shoving a girl or something, and I don't remember any of it. I guess I shoved this girl aside, and so somebody beat me up for shoving a girl. And it's like, I'm not the type of person to hurt a girl. She said the next day that I just was trying to push her aside to get inside her house to try and get my shoes, because I had left my shoes inside and had been outside wrestling with people and really drunk. And then so this one guy, he beat the shit out of me, I guess, and I guess I wouldn't give up, so he kind of felt like he had no choice but to really whop me a good one and knocked my front tooth out. And ever since then, I remember I got it replaced with like one of those retainer things that you put in your mouth, and the tooth's attached on the front of it, and I did that for a while, but it kept breaking on me, and I would super glue it back in, and if I ate something like a hard crust on a pizza or took a bite into an apple or something, it would break it. So eventually I just gave up. I was so upset about it, I just gave up on it, and I was like, I'm not spending another $600 for a new one. And to get a permanent one would be like a couple grand, and it's like, well, I never save any money, so I guess my smile's not so important that I would quit weed and quit smoking cigarettes so that I could fix my smile. And it's like, that makes me think about my priorities again. My priorities are not straight. It's like I wander around looking for cigarette butts on the ground outside sometimes. Like, that's how addicted I am. I'll be gross and pick up cigarette butts off the ground. I mean, I wish I could find one right now. I'm just outside pacing around doing this video, and telling my story, and kind of off track now, but see, I don't even know where I was. I don't even know what track I was on. I lose track of what I'm talking about as I'm going. And I guess that's because, well, there's no one interacting with me. I'm interacting with myself. So I have to answer my own questions, I guess. And yeah, what questions do I have? One of the things that pops into my mind is, like I've been telling you guys about how I had those dreams, those nightmares. And one thing that, like, I know there's people out there who've actually really been hardcore raped or molested, and they live with those memories. And I feel for those people, because I just have nightmares of being raped and molested, and I feel scarred for life. And I can't imagine what a real person who's been through that must feel and lived through that. Like, and I feel kind of shitty, like I'm stealing thunder from people who are actually have experienced those real things. And my whole thing that fucks with my head is I had these dreams, and where did they come from? Does that mean if they're dreams and I make up the dreams, does that mean I molested myself in my dreams? Is that what that's supposed to mean? And that's the thing that fucks me up, is like, where did this stuff come from? And I was so young that it makes me question things. It makes me think, like, well, maybe something did happen and these dreams are a result of something happening. But I know they're just dreams, they're just nightmares. And that's what fucks with me so much. Is like, how could a child's mind just conceive that stuff and have those nightmares? Like, where did that stuff come from? And that makes me feel like, disgusting, and it makes me feel there's something wrong with me. Like, why me? Why did I have dreams like that? Why am I so disturbed? Why is my mind so disturbed by sexual perversion? And it's hard to grasp sometimes. It's hard to deal with. It's like, but maybe I just need to let it go. It doesn't bother me as much anymore, because now I've analyzed it and looked at it and kind of been able to let it go a bit. But that's kind of what started my whole mental breakdowns in the past. I've been through three or four mental breakdowns, and what led to them was I started journaling, and I started trying to analyze my old dreams from when I was a child and from when I was a teenager. And I read through my old journal the other day, and I can tell that I was really out of it, like just by the way I was writing and the things I was putting in there. I wasn't in the total right mind. And I've thought about putting little video clips of my diary on YouTube here, and then if people want, they can read through it. But at the same time, it's really private stuff, and I was reading through it yesterday, and it made me quite upset after reading it. And it's like, it took a lot out of me. It made me feel really sad, and I was just kind of like, can I keep doing this, or should I keep doing this? Like, should I be looking into this, and like, what's it going to accomplish other than make me feel disturbed or upset? But it's part of my story, I guess. And it's like, part of me thinks maybe someone will hear my story and they'll be able to say something that helps, or maybe there's somebody out there who's had similar experiences to me and can relate and can say like, hey, you're not alone, you know. Like somebody could say to me that they used to have fucked up dreams, and you know, I wouldn't feel so weird. I wouldn't feel so strange. And I don't really have dreams too often anymore, which is good. I had a little bit of a dream this morning, but it was just like, it was weird. I was in high school and I was scraping off weed inside the high school, and then somebody was gonna go tell on me, and then I got caught trying to smoke it inside the high school by this principal, and then I just like argued with him, and then he walked away and I didn't get in trouble. It was just a weird dream, but nothing scary. I don't seem to have scary dreams anymore. I used to have really bad nightmares. Like sometimes I get sleep paralysis where you like wake up and you can sort of open your eyes, but you're totally paralyzed. And it's like I've had dreams where I've been like totally paralyzed, and then there'd be an entity of some sort that would attack me. And I remember this frequent one would get to me, and it was while I was dating this younger girl. I remember she was 17, I was like 20, and while I was dating her, I remember a few times while sleeping with her, I'd have this nightmare of this almost like just a big cloud of hair. Like it definitely felt like it was like a female entity, and it would wrap its hair around my neck and around my hands, and it would crush my hands and choke me, and I'd be paralyzed while it was happening. And I remember thinking like the whole reason I was having this entity attack me was because I was dating this young girl, and I remember breaking up with her. It was quite a harsh breakup. I was pretty mean to her, and I broke up with her to thinking that the reason I was having these nightmares was because I was with her and there was something wrong with her. And oddly enough, after I broke up with her, the nightmares stopped. So, you know, shit like that happens. It really freaks you out. Like, weird occurrences in life happen, and it's like, how do you explain that? And it was like, I've always tried to be a rational person. I used to believe like only in science. I didn't always believe in God, and like I've been back and forth on my belief in God. Like I'm still confused about my belief in God, because it's just all so confusing. There's so much weirdness and so much strange occurrences. It's like it's hard to dismiss them, because not everything in life is logical. Not everything in life can be explained, and maybe it doesn't have to be. But oh look, found a nice cigarette butt. Be disgusting and smoke it. But that's what fucks me up so much. It's like I've also done quite a bit of psychedelics and had some weird experiences on them, and it's like, why is the mind capable of dreams, really vivid dreams and really out there stuff, like, and you do psychedelics and you hallucinate and you see things, and doing psychedelics almost makes you feel like you're in a dream while you're awake, and you're just kind of along for the ride, but it's all real and it's all really happening. It's like a waking dream. And like, to me, it's like, why do we have that? And then why does it get cut off for some people? Like, I feel like lots of people either everyone dreams and they just don't talk about it, or not everybody dreams and some of us are just unique in that way. But everybody dreams, like, especially when they're kids and stuff. And then we're just kind of told to dismiss that world, like dismiss the dream world, dismiss all that stuff, and it's just a dream. But sometimes dreams feel really important, and it's like, why did I have that dream? And then other times it really does feel like it's just a random mess of things in your head just to entertain you while you're sleeping or something. But I've had some weird fucking dreams, and I've had some pretty horrible nightmares. Like, and I've been like, why did I have those nightmares? I often would think that my subconscious was punishing myself in some way, like for watching horror movies or for masturbating to the wrong thing, or for putting my mind where it shouldn't be. And then my subconscious collects that information and then gives me a nightmare to punish me for corrupting my subconscious. And it's like, that's a big thing I wonder about, like all the music and entertainment. It's all supposed to be entertainment, but what does it do to my subconscious? What if my subconscious is more important than I realize? And I've done horrible damage to it by feeding it so much corrupt media and information, and I'm just all confused and discombobulated. I just don't know, man. I don't know. It's a really weird world we live in. And I don't understand it. I don't understand the suffering, especially the invisible suffering, like nightmares and dreams and fear and anxiety. And it's like, what is the point of all this stuff? I mean, I guess fear is important. It helps you identify threats. But it's like, why do we have imaginary threats? Why do we have imaginary monsters attack us? And it's like, monsters aren't real, demons aren't real. They're fabrications of your own mind, which is what I've learned since being medicated. Like, while I was going through my breakdowns, I thought I was being possessed by demons and that they were trying to get me to kill myself. And I kept hearing them in my head, kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself. You should kill yourself. We'll let you in if you kill yourself. In where? Into my subconscious mind. That's what I think I thought. Like, it was going to access me into that invisible world, which I feel somewhat disconnected to. I don't have dreams like I used to. I try and meditate and listen to this frequencies that are supposed to encourage dreaming and astral projection and things like that, and it doesn't work on me. It just doesn't work. And there's part of me that is like, well, I see all these other people on the internet making claims about these lucid dreaming experiences and astral projection and all that sort of stuff, and then I can't do it, so I'm just like, why can't I do it? What's wrong with me? What's in place that I can't do these things? And I used to have lucid dreams when I was a teenager, and I remember like waking up and floating around my house and trying to watch TV in the dream world, and trying to watch TV in the dream world was just weird. Everything was messed up, not like playing properly, and like buttons were mix mashed, and everything in the dream world would just be weird, and like it would feel familiar, but it would feel like you're in a different place. And being aware that you're in a dream was such a trip. Like, I would have that happen quite a few times in my life, and I haven't had an experience like that in years and years. And I sort of miss it, and I seek after it. It's like I want to unlock the power of my subconscious mind. And it's like lately I've been thinking about magic mushrooms or LSD. It's like those things are gateways into your mind, and there's part of me that like wants to test those waters again and get back in there and face my subconscious, face whatever those drugs would bring out of me. But at the same time, not really supposed to be doing that stuff, so it's better to avoid it maybe. But it's like, what am I looking for? What answers do I expect to find by doing drugs? Like, I feel like it would hit some sort of switch in me to motivate me to be a bit better or something. Not entirely sure. But anyway, this video is coming up on over 30 minutes, and I really got to use the washroom. So that will be it. Thank you for tuning in. If you have anything to comment, leave a comment. If you like or dislike the video, go ahead and do that. And yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope your life is certainly better than mine. And yeah, just I wish you no suffering. I wish everyone no suffering. I wish people the best happiness that there can be. All right, that's it. One love. Bye.